Okay, we're live. Good morning, everybody. Well, there's nobody here yet because notifications aren't working, but anybody that watches this video later, good morning at the beginning. Just letting you know, not a lot is going to happen here today because I've got a ton of catching up to do. A ridiculous amount of catching up to do, actually. I got the computer working in the garage, and the network's up and running, and I'm gonna go and pack t-shirt orders once I get my laundry folded, because I've got not three loads, but 3 baskets of laundry to fold. That I got it off of the line just in time last night for that massive downpour we had. I was up about 2 hours last night with Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox is, he's really getting on my nerves. I mean, I'm getting very irritated by Mr. Fox. Not gonna lie. Really not liking this guy. But I learned something last night. That Mr. Fox, when Doug does his first growl or his first, woof that lets me know that wakes me up, actually, I got to put Doug in the front bedroom and close the door so that he can't smell him or can't bark or will bark less, because the problem was last night, the Doug slithered off the bed somewhat and had his nose against the patio door and did a bit of a woof growl sound. That's what woke me up. And then when I woke up, I rolled out of bed quick, and because I had the rifle ready, and that's when Doug lost it. But that's because he ran across the back of the pen again, and I saw it this time. So I got Doug out of the bedroom because as soon as I open the patio door, Doug wants to go out the patio door. I really don't want a dog on the roof, because knowing Doug, he'd jump off the roof. So I put Doug in the front, or let Doug out of the bedroom. He ran down the stairs and started barking, just going nuts. I could hear him barking in the back room. So Fox made one more cut across that I saw, and is gone. As soon as Doug started losing it, Fox left. Oh, you guys got long ads today. I'm gonna have to recap this. The Fox has got to go, man. It's causing too many problems, and he keeps showing up at the perfect time. You know, when I'm half asleep, I sat up and I waited. But the problem is that Doug had done the run around barking, and you're buffering. Internet, YouTube, man, YouTube is broken. So I was up for like 2 hours in the middle of the night. Oh. It should be working. Let me go on to the live events here, because I want to see myself what's going on here. Yeah, it's working. I got a perfect. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the pop-up chat. It's a much bigger window this way. Easier to read. Oh yeah, but the problem is I can't look at you. That's the problem. I don't like that, looking away from the camera. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to put the camera more in front of the screen. That way I can still read. Well, that's not bad. I just like looking directly at the lens, like at you, right there. There you are. That's who I'm looking at. Anyways. So I was up for 2 hours in the middle of the night. Plus, I didn't get to bed till late. Didn't have supper till 11 because of that computer problem in my garage. So I could do the t-shirt printing for shipping because the network. And I had to get Jasmine's weed whacker fixed because she lost a bolt. There was my preheat on my oven for my breakfast. She lost a bolt when she was weed whacking on her weed whacker, and I said I'd fix it for her, so I fixed it last night. Sharpened her blade for her, got her ready, but then we had that rain, and it's so wet here. I phoned her this morning and I told her don't come today. Well, she's coming tonight with her camper, because that's strange. You guys are chatting, so the chat's working, but there's no video. That's bizarre, because it's working here. I'm looking at it on another screen on another computer. That is really weird. Oh, Jasmine's, hello, Jasmine. How's the camper coming? Yeah, so anyways, it's too wet to cut. Swamp's just full of water. It's nasty, so she's going to come tonight and start cutting tomorrow. But I got to get these t-shirts done. I got to get my laundry folded, and I got to get my dishes washed and my sink. I got to get sort of caught up here in my life. But I got to get this stuff in the garage done. Like, today is it. It's getting done. It's happening. The network's running in the garage. I got her done. So, and I'm gonna put some tunes on, and I'm just gonna focus, and I'm gonna pack all these t-shirts for you guys, and I'm gonna do a recap. I'm gonna show you all the t-shirts packed, and then I'm gonna do a recap. We're gonna do an inventory, what the donations were on the t-shirts and how much the Wi-Fi cost. Hopefully it's this way, even. You know what I mean? And then we can get back to normal here. Well, Mindy, if you've only got chat in Texas, then it's definitely YouTube. It ain't me. Because I'm looking on the screen here, and I can see myself clear as a bell. No delay. Actually, the delay is not even 3.5 seconds. 3 seconds. It's pretty fast, actually. 3-second delay, guys. That's all it is. It's working. It's YouTube. YouTube's broke, guys. You have no idea. When I do my social media stuff in the morning, when I'm doing the sharing and posting on Facebook and and Patreon and all the websites that I post the videos to, it is like it's brutal. Over the last week and a half, like, it's just brutal. It makes my job harder. Like, what normally takes me, 40 minutes in the morning to do all the posting of all the live streams. Sometimes it takes me an hour and a half. And it's just like you're clicking and clicking, refresh, click, try again. And then pages will come out and tell you to log into sites that you're clearly logged into. And then you'll refresh, and then you won't have to log in. So, or you'll get the Google error, server error. Without the monkeys, though. No monkeys, just the server error. Something happened, and it won't work. So, sometimes you don't get ads. So today we're going to have the Holiday Monday edition of the Duck Adventure, where you're not going to get a lot of ducks other than what's happening right now, which they're sleeping in the pen. Actually, last night, guys, when they ran with the fox, I'm telling you, like, last night, I wish, and actually when it was happening, I said to myself, man, I really wish I could have a camera for this one, but it was just pouring rain. There was no way you could have filmed it because the water was coming down so hard. My rubber boots, actually, I got to wash my rubber boots out because the inside of them are so muddy that my white socks turned black because the water that was running down my raincoat, soaking my shorts, running down my legs, filled my boots up. And I was shocked last night when I took off my boots. My white socks were just black. So that tells me the inside of my rubber boots need to be washed out. I need to do a power wash them. But I need some nice weather to dry them out. And we're supposed to get nice weather the next 2 days after today. But anyways, herding the ducks last night in the rain, I learned a valuable lesson. Don't bother. Don't do it. I'll tell you the gunshots in a second. It was unbelievable, guys. I was actually getting upset. I was actually losing it. I was swearing under my breath. I was like, this is driving me nuts. Doug was doing a phenomenal job. He was doing the sticking right to me. He was heading them off, and he would head them off, and they would run underneath him. Like, I'm like, what's with this? Like, the dog, they're normally, it's all with the fox, the fox runs by, they all take off, which I'm thinking maybe I need the fox to help me herd, because they certainly don't have any problem with Doug. Like, I can't believe it. Like, they were just absolutely mesmerized, obsessed, focused on the rain and the puddles and the trenches, because the trenches were just like the way the water was coming down last night. Anybody that watched the stream, the way the water was coming down, it was a river in the trenches, and they were in the trenches. And I had one of the trenches open because I had sprayed out some mud earlier in the day, and the rock was up like this much. I look outside the pen. There's 4 ducks running around the swamp. It was hell. It was hell. It was like so frustrating. And then I get them. I'd get them to go up behind the metal shed coming towards the front of the pen there to go into the main area for the ducklings, and they kept veering off to the right. And I look, and there's this puddle at the front of the gate, at the back, the big gate at the back of the pen, and there was this puddle, and that's all they wanted. They were just piling into this puddle. I gotta get some gravel there to get rid of that puddle. Like it was just, I gotta get a little gravel because there's some puddles I gotta get rid of because the ducks are just obsessed with these puddles. Like, it was nuts, man. And then it wasn't just like a couple, like, 30, 40 ducks. It was like 200. They were just in mass running towards these puddles. It was bad. Really bad. I'm not allowed to put traps out because I don't have a hunting license. That's the law in Canada. I have to shoot it in protection of my livestock. That's what I have to do. This is Canada, not the United States of America or any other country in the world that allows you to do this kind of thing without a license. So, yeah, how to make a duck trap, create a puddle. That's it. I wish I could have recorded it, guys. The only way I could have recorded it was with a GoPro with a waterproof case on it. And it would have just got the video and no audio because you know how bad the audio is on a GoPro and a waterproof case. But it was like, I'm thinking maybe I might do that because it was like, it was nuts. Locked. Yeah, they've been in lockdown too long. Well, they've had a taste of outside and puddles. When I let them out there with the creek, they've had a taste. They know what it is. And well, you saw this morning. Anybody that saw this morning when I let them out, how fast they came out of their side of the pen. They're due. Well, Jasmine's coming up to tell you with her camper. She's going to cut. I'm going to get all my stuff done today. Going to get my laundry folded, get my dishes done, and I'm going over to the garage, and I'm just going to focus. I got a bunch of returns to do, and actually, I'm a little bit pressed for these returns because I got because Maxwell Edison, who so generously donated that 360 camera, told me basically if I want to return it because he wasn't happy with the quality either, I guess, and he knows that I wasn't because it's pretty bad, the video on it. He offered. He threw out the offer to me to send it back and get a credit at Amazon. And right now on Amazon Canada, there's a brand new Sony camera that I guess somebody has returned at Amazon Warehouse Deals, and it's $400. It's like $225 off the price. And so I got to get this thing back to get a credit on my account to order that, because if I don't, it's $700. So I'm hoping nobody buys it. I'm hoping. So because I got to get a camera because the old camera is doing lots of screwy things, and the way my new camera is getting covered in mud, I'm thinking maybe any day it could be a problem. And we can't be without a big camera because they're connected to the encoders which stream the 1080p. So that's the situation I'm in. I got to get these returns done so that I can get this credit on the Amazon account to get it happening. So, gunshots yesterday. Okay. So, I was watching the stream, sitting here right here. I wasn't watching. I had it running, and I was doing some work. And I saw the Canada geese get their necks straightened out. And then I saw our ducks come running over towards the camera area, well, more to the center of the pen. And I said, there's something here. So I went and grabbed the shotgun out of the safe because I hadn't got it out yet. Got the shotgun out. Went to the back door. I was at this door. I was at that door, guys. Right there. Right there. And I looked over. Actually, I'll show you exactly so you know. I'm going to show you here. Hang on. We'll do it through the window. Now it was right there. That's where the fox ran through, and the Canada geese were down over there. Now, for some reason, the Canada geese didn't run, which makes no sense. When I shot, they were quite calm with it actually, and they weren't too worried about the fox. But I saw him; he was like right there. I guess he was heading towards the geese when I caught him. But the problem was the shotgun was loaded with 2 3/4 inch buckshot. It really should have been a slug at that distance, or at least 3 inch buckshot. So I just pumped. I just filled the bush full of lead. I was like, okay, we're just gonna blow. He was right there, and he ran, and I just kept shooting at him. It was like, and I was shooting about a foot above him, foot and a half above him, because I thought, with the drop, and he was getting farther away, but it didn't turn him. But he ran towards my neighbor's place. Not my neighbor at the front of my property, but the neighbor on the other side of the property, towards the dock area. That's where he ran. So, but he's driving me nuts. I gotta get him. So that's what the 4 shots were. I wasn't testing. I saw some comments yesterday, people saying that I was scoping my rifle in. You don't scope in a rifle shooting that fast. Shooting that fast is when you're in the full hunt. So, or a protection, I should say, because I don't hunt. So that's what the gunshots were yesterday, guys. I didn't want to talk about it yesterday because I missed. It's like no big deal. It happened. I tried and I failed. So I really wasn't going to go on the camera and say I failed, So, but I'm telling you today, I failed. Hello, Mary Ellen. So, like I said, I'm playing catch up today. Not a lot's going to happen. I'm going to cool it on the streaming because I got to get this stuff taken care of, so that we can get sort of back to normal here. It seems that the technology, I've got it working. It seems to be working. We've had yesterday we had 4 streams going with like next to no problems. So it's looking good. I plugged the woods. Yeah, I did, man. I was just pumping the rounds into the woods. It was like he was running, and the thing was he was running down the trail. That's why if he would have went left or right, I would have been 1 shot and he was gone. But he went straight back. So I thought, if you're gonna give me a straight line to shoot at, I'm just gonna keep shooting. Semi-automatic would have been better. Would have probably got a little more group tighter. I'm not a big fan of this pump thing. Actually, I don't like it at all. Actually. Oh, Mary Ellen, your mind is in the gutter. All right, folks. Any questions before I sign off here? Because I'm thinking you're not going to get much of me today, because I truly have to get done. I have to. I got to fold my laundry because I got that off the line just in time last night. Ooh, man, the raindrops were just starting when I was taking it down. And I got so soaked, it was unbelievable putting the ducks in. Yes, Colin, I got the computer fixed. Well, I didn't get it fixed. I did the swap over. I'm running on a different computer. I had to install Outlook on a different on the computer, and I had to put my Outlook PST file on an external hard drive so that when I get the network card from my real computer, I can update the PST file and slide it over like nothing happened. But I'm running it's called my backup computer. That's what I called it when I installed Windows 7. Backup. That's what it is. It's the backup. Thankfully, I did that. So I can print orders today, donations. So that's what's happening. I got her done. Then by the time I got Jasmine's weed whacker done, fixed, sharpened, everything, and then finally got the ducklings locked up last night, and I got inside. It was 11 o'clock. And I had put my supper in the microwave. I made a bunch of rice last night and I came in and it was just warm. It sat in the microwave done for a long time. No, Tim Hortons is poison. Won't touch that stuff. You have a lot of work around your house, Peggy. I bet you, man. I'd trade you. You have no idea what work is. One-eyed Jack's fine. Can't find it, so that means it's back to normal. You'd like to see me have a stream of robbing a bank? No, that wouldn't be very good. That'd be like those stupid criminals on social media that post their ill-gotten gains and then wonder why the police are showing up at their house. Domestic duties? Yes, yeah, it was yesterday. I did laundry all day, and I still got 2 more loads of laundry to do. And hang them out. I haven't done anything here, guys. I didn't realize it. I actually counted my underwear yesterday. I was like, let's do how many days I've gone. I think 16 days. It was like, well, actually 17 with the pair I was wearing. I was 17 days since I did laundry. I'm standing outside counting the underwear. Oh, that's a lot of days. It's going to be a better week, Julie, not a better day. Think bigger. Think grand plans. It's going to be a good week. Because one, we got the networks running. I've got this temporary Wi-Fi situation working, seems to be. We got 2 days of nice coming tomorrow. Actually, better month is even better way of looking at it. How about this? A better season. But, if we have this nice weather like they're saying for the next 2 days, that means I can get cameras and set them up around the yard because we have Wi-Fi working. And all I got to do is run an extension cord to run the power adapters. I got to whip into Walmart and grab another 12-watt power adapter because the 5-watt power adapter doesn't seem to run the iPad and keep the battery going. Obviously, it needs a little bit more juice. It needs the 12-watt because my 12-watt adapter seems to keep the iPads running, but the 5-watt batteries deplete. So that's what I got to get at Walmart. When I take back my second Wi-Fi extender that doesn't stay connected. I got it running, it works, but it keeps disconnecting. So it's going back to Walmart. So that's another return I got to do. It's the return week. I should have called this the return week. We're doing lots of returns. And I'm supposed to get tomorrow morning. I should have confirmation that the Wi-Fi has been shipped. Tech Talk is boring. Well, Mary Ellen, I'm sorry. That's the way the reality is here. This is what's happening 24/7. This is it. Without the tech, there's no live stream ducks. Well, suck it up. This is it, man. I know, Julie. It's like this is the real deal, man. It's like this is what is involved in doing this. Like, I'm sharing the whole thing. I told you I was going to share it all. I just didn't think it was going to get this crazy elaborate. Honestly, I didn't. I thought it was going to be a lot easier than this. Well, man. Yes, Mary. That's exactly, Dottie. There's a stream that's just got ducks right now. They're all sleeping in the pen. Let me look. Yeah, they're chilling there a holiday Monday doing nothing. Go for it. We went through this. We had a vote on sharing the learning curve. Remember that, people? And it was a resounding 96% of people wanted to see everything. So there was only 4% that didn't want to see the other side, the dark side of the show, what it takes to stream this. Actually, you know what? People that have watched this whole thing unfold, if you ever go to another show that is streaming, you can go there and you can say, I know all kinds of stuff. I learned it all from the Duck Adventure. I can teach you whatever you want to know on streaming. It's awesome when it works. Because it was going great here, guys, with all the duck stuff that was going on. It was awesome. It was just live ducks. That's all that was happening. And the only thing I had to deal with was the rain. I was cracking because of the rain. But then, the rain brought that big thunderstorm. And then the lightning followed. And, everything's been bad since. Wobbly duck, yes. Wobbly duck is gone now. But I'm going to put Wobbly duck to a good use. I have an idea. I had to give Wobbly duck the axe medicine. I found it in the barn this morning. Put it on its feet. Fell over. Put it on its feet. Fell over. Then it was using the wall to hold itself up. Then it got across the barn. Fell against the camera. And it was just done. Completely covered in duck poop. Dirty. It was like bad. It was just a bad situation. Getting worse. So it was time for it to go by. It was like, you can't say that. It's got to be something neurological or some kind of infection or something. I don't know, but so I did it. But I got an idea. What I'm going to do is I've got some wire, really really thin wire cable, and I'm going to wrap it around little wobbling duck's body, and I'm going to pound it in a stake in the middle of the yard in front of the pen. and I'm going to just leave it laying in the yard tonight, because Mr. Fox is definitely running around the pen. And I'm thinking if there's a dead duck laying there, and if I use this, I have this, like I said, this light cable, really light cable, and it's like almost a wire type stuff, but it's not. It's more cable, and I'm going to. I think maybe then the fox will have a hard time taking it. Might rip at it, try to eat it right there. Doug will give me a bit of a bark, and I'm going to make sure that he's in the right place to take the shot. And I'm going to have the shotgun ready, because I'm going to set it where the shotgun is the best, and we're going to finish Mr. Fox. Technically, it's not baiting because he's in the yard going after my ducks, and I just want to make sure he's in the right place to nail him, to get him, because he's coming in, he's driving the ducks nuts. So that's what I'm going to do. Mr. Wobbles has sacrificed himself, but we're going to try to see if we can get a good use out of him. It would be nice to buckshot this, and I'm gonna bring up my big shotgun with the long barrel for the tight shot, and I'm gonna have it by the window, because I want to make sure that when I take the shot, it's a shot. Like, we're talking, like 3-4 of the pellets out of the 8 hit him type shot. So I don't film in the middle of the night, guys, because it's hard enough waking. You have no idea what it's like to jump. Unless you've done it, you don't know what it's like to roll out of bed and grab a loaded gun and discharge it and hit the target. It's not as easy as the movies, guys. You really, like, when you roll out of bed from a dead sleep and you start handling firearms to deal with like predators. It's like it takes a lot of discipline to snap yourself out of it. Like, just to snap, just like, no matter how groggy you feel, you've got to just, like, it's got to be like, it's like a switch, man. It's a lot of mental, like, a lot of people can do is say, I'm groggy. Well, no, you can't do that. You just got to be, boom, I'm awake, I'm gone. Like that. Like, that's what you got to do. It's like, it's like being, in a war zone. You have no time to wake up. You're just awake, It takes a lot, because in the wintertime I can't do it. It's only in the summertime I can do it because of all the hype and, the predator stuff. Because in the wintertime, when stuff happens there, I was like, oh, you wake up, It's like I'm not in the same state of mind. But like right now, I'm getting closer to being at peak, where I'm just, how do you say, I'm just strung out. That's what I'm at. I'm at that stage where I'm sleeping and I'm just ready to go boom, Oh, it's hard enough, yeah, when you're awake, and try doing it when you're like dead to the world and you're exhausted too, because hey, I'm not getting any sleep here because I'm working so much, and you roll out of bed and you've got to go from like your feet hit the ground to you're standing in front of a window with a a loaded firearm, and you got to be really careful because you don't want to actually blow a hole through the roof of the house, because I'm like right above the roof of my back room, and you got to be so careful. Everything is like so much firearm safety stuff going on. You can't have people around. You can't. You can't have the dog in the room, because if the dog decides he wants to come through the patio door while you're trying to pull this off, it's like you just can't. It doesn't work that way. I always get a kick when you see this on YouTube. These people doing stupid stuff with guns, and I just shake my head. And I was like, you should not have a firearm. You shouldn't own it. You're stupid. You got to have a lot of respect for a firearm if you're going to screw with them. And we don't need the government to regulate it for respect either. We just need some common sense. Yeah, I did. I gave myself a haircut and shave 2 days ago. Was it 2 days ago? I think it was 2 days, 48 hours. Oh. Yeah, I know. Illegal in Australia. I know, you're not even allowed to have a shotgun or a pump shotgun in Australia. That's just crazy. The problem is that people don't, how do you say this? A lot of people take guns as toys. That's the thing. And they're not. They're a very serious tool. Not to be screwed with. Oh, you're Ford Bruton. You're from Sweden. I didn't know that. Ford Bruton. I guess that's how we say it. Oh, there's a lot more than 300,000 guns in the U.S. they don't know how to use. Oh, we can have as many guns as we want up here. You can buy your face off. That's the one thing. It's really easy to buy weapons in Canada. Once you have your license, oh man, look out. Just shop till you drop. There is no limit. No limit. And we don't even have to, unlike Americans, we don't have to go to a store and get an FBI background check. We don't have to do anything. I can sit here online, guys. Well, actually, I do. I buy all my firearms online. I just order them online. They deliver them right to my house. I don't even leave. Every firearm I bought this winter for the show this year, because I bought some shotguns, I bought a rifle, I just placed the orders online. They ship them. Ammo, same thing. Just ship them. But the thing is, we have a firearms license here in Canada that the RCMP computers run a background check on you every 24 hours to make sure that you're not being charged anywhere in the country for any kind of crimes, felonies, assaults, or anything like that. So it's like you're constantly being watched as far as criminal activity is concerned if you hold a firearms license. So that's why we're allowed to buy. You just buy and shop till you drop when it comes to buying. You wouldn't believe it. Like I belong to some sites that I buy from, and the amount of emails I send with deals constantly buy online. Like it's crazy. I don't know. I had a gun when I was actually I was really young. I have no problem with guns. Mary Ellen doesn't have a problem talking about guns, but she really hates the tech stuff, eh? She's still here, guys. Hello, Mary Ellen. You've never fired a gun in your 40 years? Well, if you don't have a use for it, you don't need to fire one, but I have a use for one. We're in the great Canadian wild north here. It's like you do need one. But you hate the tech, Mary Ellen. You love ducks, the guns, and me, but the tech just not there, right? But if it wasn't for the tech, there would be no ducks and Matt. Actually, more people get killed with hammers. People kill with anything. Cars, trucks, hammers, throw them off the roof. There's lots of ways to kill people. Guns ain't it. Guns are just easier for the government to control. But we're allowed to have them here for for what we do. Oh, knives, yeah, that's even worse. The gun argument is absolutely ridiculous. I know, Barbara Lee. Exactly. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Exactly. Food poisoning kills people. I almost freaking died last week. Oh man, that was. Gun control is hitting your target. That's right, Mindy. That is actually it. That's totally it. That is it. And I try to make sure that I have absolute gun control all the time, because there's no use shooting if you ain't gonna hit. Like yesterday, those 4 shots I took was frustration, because after the first shot, I should have just not done anything. I should have just gave up. But I was like, I had 3 more rounds to go. Just let them have it. Oh, the syringe full of blood getting held up at a gas station. Yeah, there's crazy people out there, man. We need syringe full of blood control laws. We're getting a bit off topic here. A little politics is happening with the duck adventure. I've already talked to the owner of the pizza shop, and he has no idea how lucky he... I talked to him again, and actually I left him a message the other day telling him I was on day 3 of being sick, and I was sort of upset that he never called me back, because I've known him for over 15, 20 years. And I thought for sure when I called him and I left a message that I was still sick after 3 days, that he would phone me and say, Matt, like, how you doing? And he didn't phone me back. So I'm sort of upset about that because, I really could have been a nasty YouTuber and said his pizza shop name. And, and if I would have said his name that I was sick, I don't think it would have been, I think his phones might have got busy at the worst time on a holiday weekend about a whole bunch of Duck fans bitching at him for poisoning me. And I know that we do have a group of Duck fans that are like that. And usually they're younger kids, right? And I know probably his Yelp page would have got pounded. And I think he has a couple of, there's the Yelp, TripAdvisor. I know he's on a couple social media sites. And I purposely didn't say the name of the place because I don't want to cause him that kind of problem. But if I would have slipped and said his place name, I'm thinking he might have not had a good weekend at his pizza shop. It would have seriously screwed up the beginning of his holiday. But he has no idea of that, It wouldn't have been hard to find if I said his name of the shop. But I didn't, because I didn't want to cause him problems. Something went wrong in the kitchen. But I know one thing, I'm not eating there anymore. I got food poisoning. I had a memory fart happen on the weekend, and I remembered getting food poisoning 20 years ago at another restaurant, which I've never eaten at again in town. But that was like 1992, like so long ago. And I've never gone back. I've never gone back there again, and I'm never going back to this place again. Friend or not, I ain't going back there. It's like, it's not going to happen. So he's lost a customer, and he's sort of lost a little bit of a friend because I'm not happy that he didn't call back on day 3 of me being sick. And when I do bump into him next time, I'm going to tell him how lucky he was that I didn't say the name of his pizza shop. It wasn't a pizza. It was a steak sub. I just wanted something quick and fast and not too heavy because it was like 10 after 10. I was coming out of Walmart with those batteries and I was beat and I just wanted to come home and it was just I was just trying to fill a gap, guys, because it was a bad it was a bad day here. It was a bad week. I'm like second husband. Don't tell him, eh? Ford, if your husband finds out that you've got a second man, practice forgiveness. You've obviously, Mary Ellen, have never had food poisoning. I don't give people second chances to poison me. That is silly. Silly, silly, silly. If a kitchen can make a mistake like that once, it can do it again. You're more than welcome to belly up to the table for that one. I went through it. 72 hours of gut cramps that it felt like my guts were pound. Well, I felt like my intestines were bruised. Well, forgiveness would be a second chance. Go back in there and do it to me again. Yes, exactly. Forgiving doesn't mean going back in danger. Well, no, I forgive him. Like, believe me, I'm just not going to go back there. And if I didn't forgive him, I'd tell you guys the name of his place. Actually, Andy, my vet, what a scholar and a gentleman, because of everything that happened to me last week, this is how good my vet is, guys. Unbelievable. Last week was hell here. And which anybody that's watched the stream. And Doug, I ran out of food. I had no food. I had enough food to get through till Friday night. And Saturday morning was like he had one scoop of food, and that was it. And I hadn't left here, and it was a holiday on Saturday, so I couldn't even go to the vet. And I phoned, and Andy delivered a bag of dog food Saturday night. Is that awesome for a vet? He dropped the bag of food off here. That's the Pinnacle Animal Hospital for you. Andy Pender, the most awesome person in the world. And he dragged his kids around. He had his kids in the van, his wife, and they were coming home late from Ottawa. And he stopped at the hospital, picked up a bag of food, and drove by and dropped it off. And I said to him, like, man, just take it to your house. I'll pick it up in your driveway. He goes, oh no, I was driving by anyways. And he got out of his vehicle, opened the gate, drove down my driveway, dropped it off to me. Like, man, oh man, I wanted to give him a hug. It was like, he's just an awesome guy. No, he's just a good person. He's just a good guy. He treats me like royalty. It's awesome, Pat. He's so good. Oh man, I was so happy when he dropped that off. And I was like, oh good, because Dougie was a little bit hungry Saturday night. I was actually at the point I was going to be roasting a duck for him. $50 to clip a dog's nails, and he charges $5 if he's doing it within another procedure. But then again, if you can't clip your own dog's nails, you shouldn't have a dog. Really, Barb? Come on. Clipping a dog's nails has got to be the easiest thing in the world. You just got to train your dog. I used to have my dogs on raw, but then I lost my deal that I had for raw. I had a really good deal for raw food, and it went out the window. Oh, roasted duck. Doug he ignores his food when he smells that happening. When he smells roasted duck in the oven, that dog is, just forget about it. Where's Doug? Where do you think he is? Guess. Come on, people, guess. Where do you think Doug is? I'll show you. All right. Okay. Oh, die. Okay, there's the dog. No, he's not. He doesn't go on the couch in the summer. What do you think? Is that relaxed? Well, see, right now there's nothing in the yard, and Doug is not stupid. He knows that there's no work to be done right now. Oh, Mindy, he's beyond cute. Here, let's go in closer, because I really love this dog. He is so beautiful. He's my baby. Look at this. Are you asleep? You gonna wake up? Oh, didn't even get a stretch out of him. Oh, Doug's. You gonna wake up? No, eh? He's a baby. I melt. The dog melts me. But you know what the thing is, guys, is that like right now he's really lazy, and he's lazy during the day. But the thing is the fox isn't here during the day, and it's like Doug knows when it's time to get active, and that's when Doug gets active, because like when there's nothing happening here during the day and he's lazy and he hides in buildings and sleeps, it's because nothing's happening here. And then when he gets all wound up at the end of the day, that's when the crap's hitting the fan. The predators have showed up, and Doug does his job. He's figured out the schedule. I keep thinking that he's like a lazy municipal union worker hiding, but he's like, there's no work to be done right now. There's nothing around here. I'm thinking that's what it is. I'm going to show you the clippers, guys. Is anybody out there that's interested in a good pair of clippers? And they're not even good. They were like $15. These dog clippers. Anybody that wants to clip their own dog nails, I swear by these. I've had lots of different types over the years, and I'm talking because I've always cut my own dog's nails. Always, forever. I've trained them right from when they're a pup. I start cutting. And these, they're about 15 years old. Unbelievable. You have so much control. of how much you can cut off. You can shave the nail without going deep. They've even got a little guide here if you're totally useless, so you don't cut off too much. I don't need the guide because I know what I'm doing. But like I said, I've had many different types. This style, you don't have to get this brand, just this style. The best, absolute best. And you just got to train your dog to be used to you. And just clip the tips. If you're not sure, just do the tips. And get them used to doing it. Just don't be, aggressive and trying to, if you're afraid of cutting too short, it's because you're being too aggressive. Just take the tip, just the tips, just the sharp tips off. Start there, work your way, get used to it. But it's people they get a nail and it's that long, and then they want to cut off that much. Oh, bad choice. You're going to hit the quick. You just do the tip, the part that scratches you. That's all you got to do. Oh, but these are the best. I swear by that. These are the absolute best. I used to be able to cut 3 dogs' nails in under 7 minutes with these. But they were trained dogs. They would let me do it. But 3 big dogs, under 7 minutes. I actually timed myself once. Set 3 dogs, 300 pounds of dogs in 7 minutes. Clip, clip, clip. And with those, you can shape the nail too. Like if you get little bird edges, you can actually go around and shave the edge and make it round, and so that there's nothing there to scratch you later. Well, actually, I had dogs that fought me, and then until they got used to it, I find the best way is roll them on their back and literally sit on their chest, their stomach, and have their back legs between your in your crotch, so they can't push you or scratch your back. And finally they figure out resistance is futile, but you got to be big enough to sit on your dog. The back is the best way. Why take your time if you got them trained? You don't have to take your time if you got them trained. They bang and it's over, and they don't even care. It doesn't bother them. Your dog is bigger than you? That's a big dog, Mindy. Because you're not like a 50-pound woman. So you must have a dog over 100 pounds. Not testing that your sister's husky. Some dogs will bite you because they haven't been trained. The dog gives you your paw. I had a dog once, guys. 131 pounds, Mindy? That's a big dog. That's up in Dougie's category. That's what Dougie was when he had the ants in his food, and he stopped eating for 8 days. He went down to 131. I had a dog once, though, guys, that he would sit there and he would put his foot up like that, and he'd let me clip his, like he was at the manicure side. He'd sit there and he'd put his foot up, clip, 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 put his other foot up, clip, clip, clip. He was really good. But his nails were white, so you could see the quick, really easy. They were clear. He never I never got an accidental clipping of his quick. If your dog doesn't like his feet touched, play with his feet all the time. Get him used to it. Just consciously play with his feet. I'm being very mysterious. What? What am I being mysterious about? I'm being mysterious in this quick chat that is going on for 48 minutes now. Oh, the future plan. No, I'm not sharing that because it's something that I've had in my head since 1991, and that no, Dougie's not Mastiff. Dougie is 70% Saint Bernard, 20% Rhodesian Ridgeback, and 10% Catahoula Leopard Dog. That's what his DNA came back as. Nothing what you think he is, or what I thought he was, or what I was told he was. Oh, we only got 30. Well, we should have 31 thumbs down right now, actually. Quite the blend. Sorry, yeah. I never would guess St. Bernard. Actually, when I got the the DNA back the first time, I challenged them. I told them, I said, "There's no way he's Saint Bernard," and they sent me another kit, and we redid the test again because I didn't believe it. I was like, "There's no way he's Saint Bernard. There's no way." But then the more, like in the mornings when he sits at the top of the steps looking down at me and his droopy face, I'm like, "Yeah, there is a little bit of a Saint Bernard." But the Saint Bernard is what makes him a good guardian dog, because that's what Saint Bernards are. They're a really good guardian dog. And then the Rhodesian Ridgeback is where his aggressiveness comes from for attacking. And we already know how aggressive Doug is. He is very aggressive. He doesn't screw around. So that's where the Rhodesian Ridgeback trait comes from. And the Catahoula Leopard Dog is a hunting dog. I'm thinking, pretty sure I read about that. I think it's a hunting dog in the southern states. So Doug's got a good mixture in him for what he's doing. You couldn't ask for better, because like the other night, when we had that fox and the ducks were all at the like, I saw it. I don't know how it turned out in the video. Catahoulas are a herd and hunt. There you go. And Dougie's herding. He does herding, man. This year he's actually even better at the herding. I was shocked how good he was. I forgot that I taught him this. I'm a stupid human some days. But when the ducks were all over the garden, and Doug bolted out of the barn there when he smelled something coming in the yard, he instantly gets between the ducks and the bush, and he was running around on the perimeter, and it was like, I don't know what it showed up like in the video, but I know watching it from the barn angle when I was standing there, I was like, yep, he's doing his job. Like, he's making sure nothing gets towards the yard. But last night when it was raining, until he got soaking wet, he was trying to hide underneath the tree. And then once he got soaking wet, then he was herding. He didn't care. Oh, he definitely has a ridgeback fur, and he definitely has a ridgeback ridge on his back when he gets mad. That's why when the ridgeback shows, when that V shows up on his back, that's when I know absolutely for sure that there's a predator here, because that's the only time that shows up. The ridge never shows up ever, unless there's a predator, and it really shows up. It's straight up, like it's just, and then the dark fur on his back too, the strip. That's why I'd love to clone him. I just gotta come up with $100,000 US. So I'm thinking Doug's good for about another 5 or 6 years. So I've somehow in the next 5 or 6 years I gotta come up with a spare 100,000 US pocket change, so that I can send his DNA to Korea and get him cloned, or maybe somebody in North America will be doing it by then. When I rescued Doug, he was supposed to be a Mastiff. Actually, I rescued him through a Mastiff rescue place. And they were rescuing dogs and weren't Mastiffs. Oh, everybody's seen the Ridge. Can't breed Doug. He's nutless, man. It was the first thing that happened to him here. The first week he got here. He went underneath the knife. I don't believe in keeping dogs. Well, another thing too is, if you don't neuter a male, they have a higher chance of prostate cancer. And the last thing I want is my dog to have prostate cancer at 7 or 8 years old and lose him. That would be devastating. Especially when I know that if you get rid of his nuts, he has a much higher chance of not getting prostate cancer. Oh, breed Dougie's puppies. Just clone them. And deal with it later. Yes, Doug is chipped. Oh, so when he's under the knife, man, he gets chipped, nuts cut off. He had all his shots. He was done over. That was the $2,000 week that week. That was Dougie wasn't cheap. He's a money pit, guys. Because he weighs so much, it's like operating on a human. Be careful with cloning. I don't think I have to worry about it. I don't have 100,000 right now. Your friend didn't snip her dog and died of prostate cancer? There you go. Who just said that? Who's that? Crystal. Exactly, Crystal. That's what the thing. My vet told me, that's the problem right now is everybody's looking at it wrong. Instead of spay and neuter your pet, and neuter specifically, instead of neutering your pet, for animal control, they shouldn't be talking that way. People should be educated that if you neuter your dog, your male dog, there's less chance of it getting prostate cancer and in dying on you. And if people knew that part, like, oh, I want to keep his nuts because I like, want a dog to be a dog. He's not a dog unless he's got his nuts. Well, boys and girls, what's more devastating than losing your pet at 8, 9, 10 years old prematurely, from prostate cancer. And that's devastating when you could get 2 or 3 more years out of your dog. If you would have neutered him, I'm telling you, anybody at that point, when you're sitting there at the 8, 9, 10 years and your dog's dying of cancer because you didn't neuter him, and then you're like, you find out, oh, if I would have got him neutered, this wouldn't be happening. You're like, I wish I could turn time back because I would do anything to save my dog at that point. But people, the problem is that the medical industry, the vet industry, the media, everything is wrong. They need to tell people the reason you need to screw animal control. The reason you want to neuter your dog, your male dog, is because prostate cancer. That's the deal. All right, Ford, you have a great day in Sweden. Oh, I guess people are waking up, they gotta leave. Doug's skin cancer got chopped off, it's gone. I just got to keep an eye out now for lumps. Get implants for his testicles. I don't. It doesn't really matter. I like that smooth look, where they have nothing there. It's nice and clean. It's like built for speed. You know what I mean? His tail is healing up. The swelling's almost back. He looks normal now. I haven't played with his tail. Usually I hang on to his tail and him and I wrestle that way. I haven't touched his tail. I won't touch it for a couple more weeks. I want to make sure it's totally healed. Plus, I know it's gone through some trauma, so I don't want to touch it. How long have I had Doug? It was 3 years this April. 3? Yeah, it was 3 this April gone by. I'm not taking you to the tutor. Oh, I'm sorry about your dog. It sucks when they get cancer and they start dying on you premature. That's bad. My vet was telling me that when he started being a vet 17, 18 years ago, they never heard of cancer in dogs. And he says now it's a daily thing dealing with cancer at the vet hospital. We're getting poisoned, guys. We are. Like he told me, this is a vet. This is a guy this is his profession, and he says 17 years ago, never had the vet. He says vet school, they didn't even talk about cancer. It's not just the dog food; it's the food chain. We're even getting poisoned. Look at the amount of cancer we have in humans. It's like I said, guys. I would really love to know the cancer rates in Russia. The true, not media crap. I'd actually like to know what the cancer rates are in Russia because they don't have GMO. They don't have all the crap we have here. I would really like to know. Because that's one country that's really put its foot down to the big nationalist companies, with their poison. I would really love to know that. Real stats, not made up stuff that the media pumps at us. Yeah, there's the cancer everywhere, but it's I like to know, like Europe, you guys still have some things happening there that that is it's like Russia is the one that's they really put their foot down. That they're Chernobyl. We have 3 Mile Island in this continent. Japan has Fukushima. We all have messes. Oh, cancer's been around forever. but it just seems to be getting a lot worse. That's good to know, Rachel, that you're in remission. Congratulations. I hope it continues that way for you. Peggy's back. She had to answer the phone. Thank you for letting us know that, Peggy. I don't know what Australia has. These little short one-liners. Do you wonder about Nathan? I don't wonder about him anymore. Just a young lad with his eyes bigger than his ambitions, or his drive, or his attention span, or whatever. I don't know. A lot of talk and no action there, my friends. You need to buy a weed whacker? I got one for sale. Actually, I'm going to sell the one that I got sucked into buying for Nathan. I'm gonna put it on Kijiji here. I'm gonna take a dive on the price. It's just like I'm so upset at myself. I'm put it this way. What I'm gonna lose on it is gonna make up for what I gained on the new motor for my old one. Not happy about that. Oh, it'd be a good deal, Tracy. It's Canadian pesos, so it's like right off the bat a 35% discount. We can take her apart, and we can get her to you. And it's like, it's brand new, man. It's got like 4.5 hours use on it. That's it. And it like did 4.5, maybe 5 hours tops. Like 1.5 tanks of gas. How much? Well, I paid $5.19 Canadian, okay, plus tax. So what? Let me just get the old calculator happening here. Well, you can make me an offer. $5.19, and then I got sucked in the stupid tax. So that's $5.86, and right now with the Canadian peso, so that's $4.22 US. So what? Make me an offer. I broke it in. Runs great. I just don't need two. I'm gonna put it on Kijiji. Somebody locally will. No, Nathan's not coming. He guys, 50 euros? No, 50 pounds. Yeah, thank you for the chuckle. Nathan. He was supposed to email me Saturday to let me know what day he could come here. And he no emails. It's Monday. Nothing. He's just he's just not there. So, and plus when he left here, he told me, well, maybe not till August. I was like, whoa. You said you wanted this job to cut all of this, and we made a deal, and you know, so. But you know what, guys? Anybody that's watched the show, you know that I had a business here for 22 years. This is off topic. Oh, thank you very much for the 50 pounds. Is it 50 pounds? Yes, it is. 50 pounds. Thank you very much. Or is that the euro? No, it's a pound. That's a pound. Thank you very much. 50 pounds. Unbelievable tip. Thank you so much. Keep the bloody thing. No, I don't need it. I got one. I got a really good one. I got it. I got that brand new 31cc motor on top of my old one, and it's like it hauls. It's got tons of power. It's technically brand new now, and I got to pay Jasmine to cut, which was part of the budget for the show, because the deal was okay. The deal was, guys, like I've got it budgeted. Actually, I think it's about 500,000 Canadian pesos is what's equal to. The deal was that I have budgeted to cut the swamp this year because I'm just tapped for time, and I need help. I can only do a little bit of cutting myself, because I'm trying to stream and the ducks and all that kind of stuff, okay? Because there's a lot of stuff. So I budgeted a certain amount of money to do the cutting, and then at $25 an hour, because that's, which I thought was a good rate, but according to the locals, is not enough money. According to business owners I talked to, they can't believe $25 can't get people here to cut. But anyways, so Nathan didn't have a weed whacker, and he was going to have to rent one for $60 a day, which turns out to like $7.50 an hour that he was going to lose in revenue to to do this, rent a weed whacker and cut for 8 hours, which he couldn't even cut for 8 hours because he could 4.5 hours seems to be the limit on people, unless your name's Jasmine. That woman just cuts. Anyways, she's like me, just go 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 until you're ready to collapse. But so I made a deal with him. You cut for $17 an hour or $18 an hour, $7 less. I'll buy the weed whacker, and then you can cut all summer. And he said, "Oh, thank you very much." He thanked me. He said, "Thank you for helping me out." I said, "No, it's a good deal because I like the guy. It was a good first impression. I was fooled. I feel sort of suckered actually. Because I'm usually a pretty good judge of character on that, but I should have stuck with my original gut or my original experience with locals. Don't hire them. So I would love a couple good Mexicans up here that actually, I'd take a couple good Jamaicans that would work. Anybody would work actually, but I got Jasmine. She's doing the job. She's got the contract. So I lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys. Okay, right. So Nathan, you got the job the whole summer, $18 an hour. You show up here. I supply the weed whacker, the gas, everything. Cut. So he cuts one day with the weed whacker. I think he did like 4 hours and 3 hours with the string, and then he came back and did so the weed whacker said 7 hours used. So then he did with the blade. And then I find out that, I can't because I'm too busy, and I just can't. And it's like, well, and I'm standing there and looking in the garage, and I'm like, there's the weed whacker that I bought for you, and it's like, he goes, "Are you upset?" I was like, "No, I'm not." That's what I said. "No, I'm not." I was like, "Okay, whatever." No, I was like, whatever. And he wanted to become a YouTuber and wanted me to unload my knowledge in my head on how to stream and all the technical stuff, and it was like just a lot of nothing up there. Why? Why would we ban you? Have you done anything wrong? Kids weren't always unreliable though. I remember back in '91, I opened my store in 1991, and my whole video store, I actually have a picture, and it's like every kid in that picture was a great worker. I ran my store actually with that group of kids for 4 years. They were awesome. But their kids are useless because all of them have had kids and they ruined them. I don't know what they did, but their parents did a good job on them, and they just undid it. No. But kids used to be good. I was a kid. I was a great worker. I worked my buns off on a lot of stuff. And when I was a kid, all my friends were workers. Like, we all worked. No, I don't have kids. I don't have kids because I was afraid they'd be like me. And I was a parent's worst nightmare. And I didn't want a nightmare. I can give myself my own nightmares. I don't need a third party to do it to me. Oh, I worked way before 10, Mindy. My dad used to call my brother and I on-site maintenance crew. It's like, oh man, I think about it. My dad, we had a gas lawnmower, little Briggs and Stratton, 3.5 horsepower, and you know how the handles are really high, and kids can't push them. And they have a handle halfway up. There's a bar where the second handle joins. Well, to get to, we were small. My dad took the upper handle off so that we could push the mower. Which made us, we were far too close to the blade, but just don't put your feet under there, kids. I was small. Oh, it was bad. I remember as a kid, my brother and I having to push the lawnmower because it was so heavy, but that was our job. Our very first lawnmower was one of those push mowers with the blades that spin around. That's what we used to cut. That was brutal. You weren't, we like I said, we were the on-site maintenance crew. We my last. My last. I got cut off of my allowance. This dates me here, guys. My allowance was 25 cents a week, which was enough to get into the show on a Saturday matinee to watch Lassie or whatever, whatever it was playing on the matinee. No treats, though. Then I got my raise to 35 cents a week, which allowed me to have 10 cents for treats, which was a lot of treats back then, a lot of sugar. And then I got a paper route, and then I got my 35 cents cut off. And I was on my own. And that was about 11 years old. And a long time ago. Shocked Susie. I don't know what the thumbs up for Shocked Susie is. Chat seems to have stopped. Or it's time to end the stream. My scarecrow's in the back of the barn. It's in the back shed. No use having her out right now. The rotary motor, that mower, that was the first mower that I pushed in my life. It was hard to push too. Mindy, my mother broke her back when I was, I think, 11 years old, and I had to become chief cook and bottle washer at 11. That was my childhood. Housework, laundry, cooking, washing dishes. I was forced to grow up really fast. Really fast, actually. Oh, you broke your back last year. Oh, that's nasty. Sorry to hear that. How you feeling now? There seems to be a lot of us that have had a hard start. It's amazing, eh? The kids that have had the hard start seem to be the ones that survive. It's still hard. Oh yeah, it's still hard today. Try being a YouTuber with a whole bunch of tech equipment that doesn't work on Lightning and 1100 ducks. It's not easy, guys. So I'm going to go cook my breakfast and fold my laundry and get things happening here and get caught up so that tomorrow I can just maybe do some cutting with Jasmine. I really want to do some cutting. I don't like the idea of her doing all the cutting. I feel guilty. And I got to run to town tomorrow and take all these T-shirts I'm going to pack up today and take them to the post office because the post office is closed today. It's holiday. So, and I'm going to do a video after I get all the T-shirts packed up to show you guys what we're sending out and how close we are to paying for the Wi-Fi tower, or if we've surpassed it, or whatever the deal is. I was thinking of setting a camera up, and you guys could watch me pack cameras, but I'm going to have music playing in the background. So I can't do that because then YouTube will put a strike against my account for having music on a live. Having music on a live stream is really bad. Worse than having it on a video. We don't want to risk losing the live stream privilege on YouTube. Do I think I have more than one predator? We could have two foxes the way they keep appearing here. I don't have earbuds. I hate stuff in my ears. Start a second channel? No. What's for breakfast? Yeah, yogurt. No. I'm going to have duck eggs. Duck eggs with Tabasco and some chopped up bacon and some hash browns. Good wholesome breakfast. Because last night's supper sucked. So. Maybe a little bit of fried up yogurt, just to make it interesting. Oh, ad revenue sucks, guys. It's not right this year. It's just not right. It's no, I ain't having fried yogurt. I was joking on that one. I'm not having any yogurt. YouTube's broken. I don't know what's going on the ad part. It's just bad. I don't know if they're just squeezing us out or what. I don't know. It's why do I need to invite a licensed hunter for? I can do it myself. I'm going to do it myself, just like I do it every year. Plus, I don't want somebody here with a gun. I have a problem with that. And then can't trap Maxwell because the Doug. That means I got to keep Doug in the house if there's traps set up on the property, and the hunter isn't going to come here every day and take the traps down. At a Texas fair, they'd fry yogurt. Totally possible, eh? Deep fried, battered. Yeah, I'll be doing the drone. I got the drone, haven't fired it up yet. I should actually fire it up and do some test flying. But I got enough things on my plate right now. My next project is doing the 45-gallon drum that I got for the swamp because it's going to rain. And I'm going to count on that. The ducks will get used to the drone real fast. They did last year. Really, really fast. What happened to the pivot heads? They're hanging on the wall. Can't stream with pivot heads. And once we get more set up here, guys, like I said, I got a plan to do live stream with the GoPro on my head, mounted right here while I'm working and run around doing the work. So that's going to happen. It's just that right now, we're still at the duckling stage, and plus I'm dealing with a whole bunch of crap, technical problems, but my plan is you're going to see some pretty cool stuff this year as far as working is concerned, live, where the camera is going to be right on my head, and you're going to come along with me on the but it's going to be with the GoPro, because the GoPro has an HDMI output that I can plug right into the Terra Deck, and I'm going to have the Terra Deck on my back. And we're going to be doing a live, which is probably going to be the first on YouTube, live, mobile, walking around, working. It's going to happen. Trust me. I got all the stuff here, except the fanny pack. I just got to grab that at Walmart. But it's like I've got everything here. There's no reason. But we're using the Terra Deck right now in the garbage can, and until I can get some nice weather. See, the problem is I need nice weather so that I can have the hardwire encoder outside so that I can stream on a tripod with the hardwire encoder so that it frees up the Terra Deck. See, the problem is right now the hardwire camera is in the barn pointed outside the window because we've been living under the threat of rain for a month. And I can't leave anything outside. So once we get the threat of rain out of the way and we can leave things outside, then I can take the Terra Deck and slap a battery pack on it, wire up the harness, get the GoPro on my head, and do some really awesome where I'm gonna work. I'm just gonna walk around working, and you're gonna see what it's like. It's gonna be like living with me. It's gonna be actually, you know what it's gonna be like? It's gonna be like me. You're gonna be like, oh, this is Matt. This is what he's doing. I think it's gonna be a really neat experience. I've never heard of it before on YouTube. Anybody doing this? But we need to get the Wi-Fi tower fixed so that the Terra Deck works everywhere, because that's the thing right now. I don't know what the mobility factor is that the Terra Deck is using the router in my back window of the back room. I don't know, because I haven't done a test on that yet. I'm thinking the Terra Deck would have a pretty good range in the pan in that, walking around, because it is a pretty strong chipset on the Wi-Fi. And I know, Mary Ellen, this is tech talk, but this is the deal. I'm pretty sure the Terra Deck could still do around the pan and that. I don't know about walking into the barn though, but we'll see what happens. Oh, it's going to be a live vlog, guys. It's this summer, like I said, I've got some plans. We're not just streaming, like stationary streams of the ducks. I did that because they're at the duckling stage right now. But when that's over and we get to the duck stage, you're going to see stuff that you normally won't see. An example. Here's an example. Okay, like when I do the duck rush in the morning. And I walk down and I'm dealing with the ducks, and especially if I have to have a shotgun on my hand, I'm gonna have the GoPro on my head live, and we're gonna go down to the ducks, and we're gonna be walking to the lake live with the GoPro on my head, with me with the shotgun, taking the ducks down there, things like that. And then if I can get this live stream hardwire working outside, a little more permanent, I'll have a tower, or not tower, but I'll have a sort of a tower set up, whether that I can have a camera outside, hardwired, to make up for the garbage can Teradek deal, So like I got some, we got stuff to change, and that's going to all happen here actually pretty quick, because Monday next week, officially, the ducks, Monday or Tuesday, whenever I run out of starter, the ducklings no longer are going to be sleeping on the other side of the pen. The little wire is going to get taken out, and they're going to be with the flock, and that changes everything. Plus, we need the rain to stop so that we can, get this a little more open as far as streaming is concerned. So it's going to happen. You're going to be impressed this summer, because I want to do a lot more short streams of me doing things. So you can see what's happening here and what I'm doing. That's what my plan is. That's exactly what my plan is. So if I'm doing something, you're going to see it as it unfolds. That's why I got the Teradek. But right now, we got the duckling stage, which they're coming out of the duckling stage, and that is, that's what's happening. The trench is eroding away. It's getting deeper. That's why I gotta get more gravel in the pan. We just keep adding gravel to the pan, and makes up for what's eroding. Lord Test Kill. It's gonna happen, man. You guys gotta be patient here. We're still at the duckling stage. I'm working on it. I've got it planned, and I got all the parts here. The parts are here. I'm ready. It's just that we got this rain problem. You're gonna like it. I'm really excited about the GoPro on my head deal. That is what I'm really excited, because I've got a battery pack for the GoPro. Like, we're talking potentially, literally, you guys will be walking around with me for like an hour and a half. You're gonna be like exhausted watching me work. And it turns out I tried the GoPro on the head mount on my Tilly hat, and it turns out that the Tilly hat doesn't show up in the video. So that's even better. That means I can wear it even more. Say holy mackerel again. There you go. Well, you're not going to be exhausted, but you're going to really get a good idea of what it's like here in real time, from my perspective. I've just got to play around with the GoPro, if I'm going to use the super wide angle or if I'm going to use the normal wide angle. I haven't decided yet. The fisheye is a little bit screwy watching it, but you really get a better idea of what's going around. Like the fisheye, you get everything. So it gives you a little more of a, like, what I can see in my peripheral vision that, that you can't see in the camera. We'll see. We'll play around with it. I'm excited about it. That's why I bought another GoPro, so that we could do this. What does hemp have to do with the GoPro on my head? I'm confused. How big is your city mug collection? Well, boys and girls, these mugs, it's a hockey mug, okay? When I had my business, I also did hockey paraphernalia, or memorabilia, or I used to call it trinkets and trash. That's what the stuff is. And I just had, I think I got like about 9 different teams I have, or 7 different teams. I'm not a fan of any of them. I can do a mesh network with the Ingenious too. And actually, I'm going to be able to do a mesh network with the Ingenious now that I got 2 of them. The Ingenious does all of this too. The Ingenious one I have for the roof is a commercial operation. I already own it though. It doesn't matter how cheap the other one is. I already have it. Like, it's here. No, the 360 camera is actually going back. I'm packing it up today to be sent back to Amazon for credit that is going to be applied towards the new camera because my old camera is dying. Yeah, it's broken, but it's under warranty. The Ingenious is going to get replaced. There's a 3-year warranty on it. I got to send it back to Rover Pilot, and he's going to get the 3-year warranty honored. And I'm going to have the new one's going to be here like Thursday. Well, I'm going to get the tracking tomorrow morning. The 360 was low quality. That's why it's going back. And Maxwell offered. Actually, Maxwell sent me an email telling me to send it back if I wanted to. Hey, Rigo, how are you? The thing is, there's no direct fry marks. There's no blackness on it or nothing like that. It just stopped working. And it's the Rover Pilot bought the 3-year extended warranty square trade deal thingy majiggy that covers everything. So it's not even Ingenious that's going to be covering the warranty. It's the square deal people. It's like he bought the 3-year insurance policy. So I have a lot of coats. I just got coats for different jobs. Yeah, Rover Pilot thought ahead. I'm a tough nut to crack. A working horse. I don't know. What use would I have for a working horse? The only thing that works to clear that swamp is a weed whacker. Hello, I'm Japanese. I didn't buy the insurance. Rover Pilot bought the 3-year deal. Clearing and plowing. What am I clearing and plowing? I'm not plowing anything. Goats, potentially. Hello, Mr. Oh, now I thought Rigo's... Okay, now you're Danish? I thought you were something else. Alright, I'm going to say bye, guys. I'm going to get my breakfast happening, get my day underway. It's already 10:24. It's going to be like noon before I get into the garage, and I absolutely have to get stuff packed today, and then I still got to do my duck chores. It's been a blast. We got 145 thumbs up. Thank you very much. We lost a bunch of viewers because it was getting a little bit dragged out here. This was supposed to only be a 20-minute stream. You guys are bad for keeping me online here. So I'm going to say goodbye, and if everything goes right tomorrow, I'm going to do a July 4th coffee in the pen for my American holiday viewers, because I'm like, my show's watched in the States, it's a holiday for me too tomorrow. There's no holidays here. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll give you a shot of the lazy dog before we leave. He has not moved, as you see. Look at that. He's in the exact same position as he was earlier. Is that a dedicated to his nap or what? Do you believe that dog? He'd sleep all day if I let him. Every day is Wednesday on the Duck Adventure. Yeah, it is. And it's snoozing day. It's Holiday Monday, guys. Enjoy it, my fellow Canadians, and I'll talk to you later, and I'll give you an update on what I packed on the t-shirt deal and where we're at as far as the what you call it, the Wi-Fi deal.